Hello and welcome to SHG Diabetes Education Podcast. My name is Bronwyn Newman. I'm a credentialed diabetes educator and the director of SHG. My passion is helping people not only understand diabetes, but to learn how to live well with it. I want to empower you to thrive. I want to support you and I want to provide compassionate care. I believe this enables you to build confidence, improve your health, and thrive at every stage through your diabetes journey. Too often, diabetes care focuses solely on blood glucose levels, medication, and the complications that may occur. While these are things of importance, there is another side of diabetes that deserves equal attention: the emotional and psychological impacts of living with diabetes. Today, we're exploring a topic that is rarely discussed openly, but is experienced by many people living with diabetes. This is grief, loss, resilience, and finding a way forward. Living with what is lost. When people hear the word grief, they often think of bereavement or losing a loved one. However, grief can occur whenever we experience a significant loss. A diagnosis of diabetes can bring many losses. Some are obvious, while others are subtle and deeply personal. People may grieve the loss of health they once took for granted, the loss of spontaneity around food and social events, the loss of certainty about the future, the loss of independence, the loss of the sense of control over their body. For parents, there may be grief for the life they imagined for their child. For partners and family members, there can be grief too. They may worry about the future, feeling helpless, or mourn changes of family routine and expectations. These feelings are incredibly normal, yet many people don't recognize them as grief. Instead, they may describe feeling frustrated, angry, overwhelmed, exhausted, or disconnected. Understanding these emotions through the lens of loss and grief can help us respond with greater self-compassion. So, to explore an integrative perspective on loss, grief is not something we simply get over. Instead, we learn to integrate the experience into our lives. Living well with diabetes does not mean pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging what has changed while also recognizing what remains possible. An integrative perspective encourages us to hold two truths at the same time. Diabetes may have changed aspects of life. Life can still be meaningful, joyful, and fulfilling. This shift allows us to move from asking, "Why did this happen to me?" to "How can I live well despite this challenge?" Acceptance is not giving up. Acceptance is making peace with reality so that energy can be directed towards living rather than fighting what cannot be changed. So this brings me to the ability to adapt. This is the resilience part. Resilience is often misunderstood. People think resilience means being strong all the time. In reality, resilience is the ability to adapt, recover, and continue moving forward despite setbacks. Living with diabetes requires resilience every single day, and we know that can be every minute for some people, and it may be different depending on the day. You might have good days, you might have bad days, you might have up and down days, but resilience can be used every single day. You can be checking blood glucose levels after a difficult result, attending appointments even when you're discouraged, starting again after a challenging week, asking for help when you need support, celebrating your small wins rather than striving for perfection, The good news is that resilience is not something we're born with or without. It can be developed. So how do we overcome our barriers? Many people face barriers that make diabetes management difficult. These may include emotional exhaustion, diabetes distress, financial pressures, limited access to healthcare, fear of complications, family responsibilities, work commitments. And the first step is recognizing barriers without judgment. Instead of asking what's wrong with me, try asking what's getting in the way. This simply changes focus from blame to problem solving. Often progress comes from small, sustainable changes rather than dramatic transformations. Often, one achievable step repeated constantly is more powerful than perfection that lasts only a few days. So, how do we reach our goals? Goal setting is important, and we know it's a part of our diabetes care. But goals need to be realistic and meaningful. Successful goals are specific, achievable, relevant, flexible. For example, instead of saying, I need perfect blood sugar levels, try, I will check my blood glucose before breakfast 3 times this week. Every small achievement builds confidence. Confidence builds motivation. Motivation builds momentum. And momentum creates lasting change. I mean, we all know that we can't always achieve perfect. It's just not, it's not that simple. So in reaching our goals, that brings me to supporting your loved ones. So people living with diabetes, they need support from their people. Family members and loved ones play a powerful role in supporting someone living with diabetes. Support begins with listening. Often people don't need fixing. They need understanding. Helpful ways to support can include asking how you can help, learning about diabetes together, encouraging rather than criticizing, celebrating successes, being patient during difficult periods. Avoid statements such as, you should know better, or just try harder. These comments can increase shame and isolation, and we all know that language is incredibly important. So instead, try, that sounded really difficult, or I'm here to support you, or what can I do to help? And I guess with this change in the way we speak, compassion creates connection, and connection promotes resilience. So this takes me on to the next part of this segment, which is when families experience grief too. Families often experience their own grief alongside the person living with diabetes. Parents, partners, siblings, children may carry fear or worry, and that remains unspoken. They may grieve expectations, routines, or a sense of certainty. And I just want to encourage that acknowledging these feelings is important too. Family members deserve support too. Building resilience as a family involves open communication, sharing understanding, mutual support, realistic expectations, celebrating progress together, and resilience grows stronger when people face challenges as a team rather than in isolation. We work better together. So this is a short episode 1, but if today's discussion resonates with you, I want you to remember this. Living with diabetes may involve loss. It may involve grief. it may involve setbacks and challenges, but it can also involve growth, strength, connection, and hope. You are not defined by your diagnosis. You are not defined by your blood glucose readings. And you certainly are not alone. Every day presents an opportunity to learn, adapt, and move forward. So, thank you for joining me. And until next time, remember to learn, support, and thrive. Take care.